Hi, Scorpio. Welcome. So, Scorpio, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind that it is a general reading, so the roles may be reversed. Feel free to flip them if you need to. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So, Scorpio, let's get into it and see what the overall crowning energy is between you and the person that you are connecting with. And you have the card of the first house. Aries energy for some of you, that could be in your chart or the chart of the person you're connecting with, and or it's just the influencing vibes over the connection. So this card talks about self-image, self-reflection, your philosophies on life, how you see life. It also talks about like an awakening type of energy. So this connection could have certainly been some sort of gateway or awakening for you, Scorpio. But let's get more in detail and see your crowning energy for Scorpio. You have the Four of Swords. So this card is talking all about healing, but also peace of mind, Scorpio. Some of you may have been questioning or doubting yourself, but I feel like you're getting some sort of peace of mind during this time frame that's kind of allowing you to rest a little bit. Like they're giving me the words rest easy. Okay, so let me see what person you're connecting to has the Seven of Swords. Yeesh. Okay, so quite a different energy than you, Scorpio. This person, just to be quite honest with you, the Seven of Swords to me is a dishonest energy. So there might have been some dishonesty going on when it comes to this connection, or there might be currently some dishonesty going on within the relationship dynamic, and maybe some self-reflection needed here, Scorpio. So that got off to an interesting start, didn't it? We're going to look into now the recent past, what led up to the now moment, how you both are perceiving each other, how you genuinely feel underneath it all, and the most likely future outcome. If I can shuffle my cards here for a second. So let's get into it. Scorpio, recent past energy for Scorpio. You have the Tower, which is your energy, Scorpio. The Six of Swords, the Chariot, and the Queen of Wands. So Scorpio, leading up into the now moment, you may have felt like you were led astray in the past, but yet at the same time, it created a lot of change or transformation in your life. So sometimes when we feel like we're being like led astray or led off of our path, sometimes it's the exact thing we need to get us back onto our path, or to get our head straight. You know what I mean? Sometimes things that don't seem to go our way initially do go our way in the long run. And I feel like that is exactly what has occurred here, Scorpio, whether you're fully aware of that or not. There's something about like an unexpected change, ending, or destruction. They're actually giving me the word destruction. There could have also been like some destructive behaviors going on, Scorpio, whether that was coming from you or the person you were connecting with in the past, that kind of led to things changing, right? Or things ending. But ultimately, it's putting you on this path of least resistance, of figuring yourself out and knowing what you want, you know, when it comes to relationships, or when it comes to maybe this connection for some of you. It also seems to have like re-sparked your passion for life, maybe your motivation, right? Sometimes when things don't work out, it motivates us, right? It may not motivate us initially, and I don't feel like it did. Some of you may have went through a dark period of time, or a time frame where you were doing some shadow work, but ultimately this has pushed you forward, right, Scorpio? And maybe again, you're coming into this era now where it's actually motivating you to get back to yourself, to feel good, to look good, to do things that please you, to find your happiness and prioritize yourself, Scorpio. So let's see what this person's energy was in the recent past. And now y'all might also be linked. What? The Tower. Sorry, I didn't mean to like totally lose track, but you also, your first card out was the Tower, their first card out was the Tower. How funny. I was going to say that you may also be linked to Sagittarius energy. For some reason, I felt the need to do your sign and Sagittarius together for this round. If so, check out the Sagittarius reading as well. As I keep hearing the same song that was coming up in their reading, which is a song called Put It On Me, where it's like, if something went wrong and you need to blame it on me, then just blame it on me and whatever. I'll take the higher road. Something like that. And that could also resonate with your storyline, Scorpio. So this person had their own Tower moment, and it pushed them into the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like this person also, you know, going through their own changes, their own transformations, their own endings. And what it's done for them is it's helped to open them up to be a little bit more giving and a little bit more open. This person may have had trouble like opening themselves up to others, or maybe opening themselves up to you, Scorpio. I feel like this person was definitely carrying a lot of weight around with them, as far as like not really letting go of things, not really, like, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like this person, at least in the past, has had trouble like letting things go, maybe even building up like resentments or frustration, and yet wanting to be like giving but not having anything to give at the end of the day, right? Because of all the baggage that they've been carrying around with them, energetically and emotionally speaking. So I feel like if this person was giving, you know, to the connection or to others, it had like a lackluster vibe to it. It may not have felt like real or authentic. And I'm not saying it wasn't real or authentic, but I'm saying like they didn't have the capacity, right, to truly love, to truly give to a connection, because they weren't in receptive mode. They weren't giving that to themselves. And so this person might have made a lot of false promises as well, Scorpio. You know, they may have made it sound like it was something that it wasn't, or that they could give something that they couldn't. And there seems to be like, again, a little bit of dishonesty around the connection. And it's showing up particularly on this person's side. So let's see what's going on in the headspace, Scorpio, and what's going on in the current energy as you think about this person. And man, your cards are flying. Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and the Empress. So Scorpio, I do feel you being very protective over your heart, very protective over your emotions because of what you went through in the past, right? Maybe it's taken you a long time to heal from something, or, you know, some of you haven't completely healed from it yet. I'm just saying whatever has occurred in the past, because I feel like you wouldn't be still in defensive mode if you are completely like moved past something, right? Because when you're completely healed, you feel safe to be kind of vulnerable again, if that makes any sense. Where you don't need to guard your heart. Usually when people are very guarded over their heart, it's because there's still some scarring there, right? Like there's still a little bit of fear or insecurity around being hurt again. And so I do feel like there seems to be that type of vibe, right, around the Scorpios that I'm reading for, like still harboring some of that emotion, even though I feel that you have come a long way, right, or you're in the process of healing that. So I do feel you wanting to be more open-hearted though, but I also feel you being I'm getting the word particular, very particular with who you allow into your heart space right now. But I also feel like, you know, your patience is returning. Like ability to love is returning. Your desire for companionship and cooperation is returning. And they keep giving me the word returning. So there might have been a time frame where you didn't have it to give, Scorpio, where maybe you were also pouring from an empty cup, right? But I feel you're filling your cup back up, so to speak, during this time frame, particularly during October. So when it comes to how you see this person, Scorpio, I definitely feel like you have feelings towards the connection, although I feel you being very protective over that, or like there's this protective nature about the connection. I feel like you have done, like I said, a lot of work on yourself and may now be at a point where you're ready to work on your love life a little bit, whether it be with this person or not, all right? So let's see how this person is perceiving you and what's going on in their headspace at the moment. You have the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, Temperance, ooh, and the Three of Swords. What's that about? All right, so I keep getting the word harboring. Somebody could be harboring some resentment, some hurt feelings. Okay, I can't tell if that's coming from your end or this person's end. I feel it's kind of hidden though, okay? So I wanted to get clarification, and it's the Page of Cups. So this person is in this space right now where they're getting to know themselves a little bit better, right? They're kind of closely examining, I feel, their own doing and things, and as well as the relationship. I feel like this person's moodiness, or there's some sort of fluctuation in their energy that has them a little bit emotionally unstable at times. And maybe they need to work on that, all right? Because sometimes I feel like this person comes off very passionate, but also a little bit like of a reckless type of behavior. And then sometimes I feel like they come off very cold and detached. So, you know, there's some self-examination needed here on their part as well. I think the fluctuation in this person's emotions is that they are harboring some ill feelings, really. Usually I get heartache with the Three of Swords, but they're giving me the term ill feelings, or maybe you are. Again, there's that message about like harboring some resentment or pain, and it may or may not be at all related to you, Scorpio, but I feel like this person tries to cover up what they're going through. Or again, there's like this kind of dishonest type of energy surrounding the connection. And then I was getting another message about, okay, I was hearing dishonesty around the perception of the connection, and I didn't mean to pause, but I was like kind of questioning in my mind, like, how can that be a possibility? And so the clarification was like, I feel like the way that this person perceives love or the connection and the way that you perceive it is not quite like the truth of what actually happened. You know how sometimes like you spin a story in your mind and maybe it's close to the truth, but it's not fully the truth? And we all do this to some degree, so don't act like you've never done that either, because we do. We all tend to be a little bit biased. It's like something like that is occurring or has occurred, where like somebody put a spin on the story, right? Whether it was you or them or the both of you. But it just seems to be like you have a version, they have a version. Which one is the truth? Probably somewhere in the middle, Scorpio. But let's go deeper and see. What's going on in the emotional space for my Scorpios? Four of Cups and the Moon. Ooh, the Five of Pentacles. There's a sense of like someone feeling ignored as well. This is showing up in your heart space, but I actually feel like sometimes really, ignoring your feelings. There's maybe a tendency to ignore. No, it's not ignoring your feelings. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it straight. There's a tendency, Scorpio, that you may have where you shut down, or maybe you ignore others when you're all wrapped up in your feelings. Because I don't feel it's that you're ignoring your feelings. I feel like it's you're so focused on your feelings that sometimes things or other people or whatever get ignored or feel ignored around you. It's kind of like when an Aquarian detaches and goes all in their head, they tend to like ignore their surroundings, right? But when Scorpio, and you're a fellow fixed sign like Aquarian, when you're all wrapped up in your feelings, sometimes you detach, right? Or have a tendency to ignore some other areas or aspects in your life. And so I get a sense of that as well, Scorpio. Yeah. So, because you can see, like, right, this person is very concerned. They're giving me the word concerned. Is very concerned with something. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep stopping, but I keep getting a bunch of different messages in addition to the cards, and it's getting confusing. There could be some concern over... There's something going on that's concerning you, I feel. That's all I'm hearing is concern. Somebody's concerned about you, Scorpio. This might not even be related to this person. I don't know. It seemed out of left field. Or you might have some concerns regarding this person. But anyways, I just feel like you heavily being influenced by your emotions during this time frame and maybe needing some alone time, right? But don't overdo it, Scorpio. You still need to talk. You still need to get out there, and you're being encouraged, right? To, yes, take the time that you need to yourself to deal with whatever you're dealing with, but also to communicate, you know, and to talk it out with people that you feel comfortable with. As I do feel a lot of you are on like your healing journey here. So let's see what's going on in this person's emotional space. In this person's emotional space. Two of Cups. The Empress, the Six of Swords. Oh, whoa. Okay, there's the whole storyline. The Seven of Swords, trumpet. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to be extra. I just noticed the Seven of Swords is here. You have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of your deck. They have the Seven of Swords that just popped out with this little novel here. And here's the Seven of Swords. 1, 2, 3. 3, 3, 3. Also, check out the meaning of 3, 3, 3. Wow, so Scorpio, holy cow. There seems to be some dishonesty. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that, but I actually kind of feel like both of you are kind of keeping some things hidden. I feel it is coming from this person's end, but you also might be suppressing or hiding some things. But if you're not, you're not. Take it as it resonates, guys. I feel like this person feels connected to you, and they're trying to be patient with themselves or with the situation. But I also feel there's distance here, right? Or like this person wants to find some sort of resolution, but they might need distance in order to do that. There could have been a break in the connection, which allowed this person some time to work on themselves, possibly, or for you to work on yourself. But even if there wasn't a disconnection, I just feel like there's a lot that needs to be resolved, right, internally with this person, okay, that you don't really have the ability to control, right? We can't control other people's healing, and we certainly can't dictate other people's emotions or their internal dialogue. We can though, we can control ours, though, and that's where all your power is at, is controlling what you're giving your mind to, what you're giving your heart to, and what's meant for you will be, right? So I wouldn't spend any time trying to figure out how to manipulate or influence this person's energy, because first of all, I don't feel like you're going to have that ability or control, but also it's an intrinsic journey for them, and they have some things that they need to work on within themselves that needs to be done by themselves, because it can only be done by themselves. And the first thing this person needs to work on is getting really honest with themselves, you know, and yeah. So let's see what the Seven of Swords is about. This card is like permeating this whole reading. So there's some dishonesty showing up in the heart space as well. There is, oh my gosh. This person might be going through this time in their life where they're trying to find balance when it comes to relationships, and yet they feel alone a lot of the time. They're trying to move past that, but I feel like this person, they read between the lines too much, Scorpio. They have trouble being honest because they're not being, what is going on with my words today? They have trouble trusting because they have trouble trusting themselves. And the reason they have trouble trusting themselves is because they're not always honest with themselves, which means they're also not very honest with other people. Like, this person needs to get to know themselves on a deeper level, right? And in order to get to know themselves on a deeper level, they have to be honest with themselves. So they're on that journey. It's not for you to judge this person's journey. I'm not saying that to throw anybody under the bus. I'm just saying that is what is impacting this person's energy the most right now. So let's go into the most likely future outcome, which is based on free will, and see where we're headed. The Hierophant, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Magician. So Scorpio, I feel like things are definitely looking brighter for you in October. And hallelujah, the Mercury retrograde's almost over. Jeez Louise, I can't wait either. This is you feeling more committed, more stable, more happy, having reasons to get out, have a good time, connecting with friends, or just feeling more connected in general. Energy returning, passion here. This is a very intense energy. Also, you may be very magnetic or come off very attractive, okay, with the Ace of Wands and the Magician. It's go time is what I'm hearing. It's like manifestation time. You're manifesting all of these beautiful things to be really appreciative of, Scorpio, and I feel you've come a long way, right? Although it's easy sometimes when you get overwhelmed and all up in your emotions, though, to forget about the things that you have going well for you. But you do have a lot of things going well for you, and there is like a deeper level of commitment coming through, as well as an opportunity to connect with a like mind or like minds. And for more passion to enter your life and to feel more in control of yourself, but mostly more in control of your emotions. Because, listen, the more you could be in control of your emotions, aka your thoughts, because your emotions are caused by what you're giving thought to, the more you can control that inner dialogue, the more powerful you are. The harder it is to manipulate you, the harder it is to control you, and the easier life feels when you get to control how you feel, when you don't give other people the ability to persuade or sway your emotions on a day-to-day basis. The more you can do that, the more you're going to feel in charge of your life and yourself, right? So that's a powerful lesson coming through. And I do feel like that sometimes that's difficult for water signs, but I feel because you're a fixed water sign, Scorpio, you probably have the highest capacity of the water signs to be able to do that. But it's like, you don't let your emotions run you, though. You got to be the one in charge of your emotions. That's the difference between a high vibing Scorpio and a low vibing Scorpio. When you're in your low vibration Scorpio, your emotions run you. When you're high vibing, you run the show. You know what I mean? So you got to ask yourself during October, who's running the show? So you have this person's most likely future outcome. 6 of Wands, the Strength card, the 4 of Swords. So, wow. Whoa, Knight of Swords. 8 of Wands. So I feel like this person is overcoming some of these obstacles during this time frame. So, you know, maybe they've had a hard time letting go and they weren't quite honest with some of the things that they had going on here. I feel like this person has paid the price, karmically speaking, by the way, for whatever that is, as law of attraction will always hold us accountable to our intentions, and it definitely held them accountable, right? They may even be still harboring some of that wounding, and it could be showing up as resentment in the connection. But I feel this person is looking for a resolution right now, but first they need to get really honest with themselves, and there's some self-reflection needed. But as they go into the future energy, I feel this person coming correct, or, you know, overcoming some things and them feeling stronger and more confident, and then healing some of this wounding here, and then they are ready to move forward, and may communicate that to Scorpio. There might be dialogue about that. There might be conversations coming through. I have 2 cards of communication. So this person has a desire to talk things out or to communicate this to you, Scorpio. And you're in manifestation mode. So pay attention to what you're giving your mind to, because you may very well manifest it, Scorpio. If you've been wanting to manifest some sort of change or dialogue or whatever, I feel like you're definitely in this space energetically where it could become a possibility in the month of October. So something to look forward to there. So let's see and I heard the truth. Some of you are wanting to manifest the truth, and I feel like there's a good possibility you're going to get that. So let's see what the guidance is, Scorpio, for you first. Where'd the card go? The card says forgiveness. Holding on to resentment. Oh my gosh, wasn't that what I was talking about? Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of the human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful and has the capacity to heal and transform you. Wow, Scorpio. That could not be more accurate to what I was feeling. What is let me get one more. And then you also have hello from heaven. Your loved one in the spirit world wants to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. Know your passed over loved ones have been thinking of you, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you. So, wow, beautiful and powerful guidance cards here for you, Scorpio. Zodiac signs that you could be connecting with or have in your own chart. I have here Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Taurus again, Leo again, Libra, Cancer, Taurus again, Sagittarius, and Scorpio. Could be doing it with another Scorpio. I have Capricorn out twice. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing, but it's a general reading, so it doesn't have to be any of those signs. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate with you, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos over there, and I'm going to be hosting some events in October. All of my social media links are in the description box below, as well as in the About section of my YouTube, where you can also find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Scorpio. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.